Every great transformation doesn't begin with a massive leap, it begins with a single step. You don't have to change your entire life in one day. You just have to do one small thing, one meaningful act every single day that makes you a little better than yesterday. The truth is, most people get stuck not because they lack potential, but because they wait for motivation. They wait for the right time, the right feeling, the perfect plan. But growth doesn't come from waiting. It comes from showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Imagine if you chose just one thing every day: read one page, take one walk, learn one skill, make one meaningful conversation, or simply pause for 1 minute to reflect. Over time, these moments compound, they build momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Improvement isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. A small daily effort beats a big burst of effort followed by burnout. The small act of discipline, repeated daily, becomes a powerful habit, and those habits shape who you become. Every day gives you a choice to repeat yesterday or to improve upon it. The version of you 5 years from now will be built entirely on the choices you make today, not the dreams you wish for, but the actions you take. So, ask yourself each morning, what's one thing I can do today that my future self will thank me for? Then do it, not perfectly, not dramatically, but consistently. Because small steps today create the great life you'll live tomorrow. Small daily actions lead to massive results. You don't need drastic change, you need daily consistency. The problem is, we often underestimate the power of small efforts. We think real success requires huge breakthroughs, life-changing decisions, or overnight transformations. But the truth is, everything great that has ever been built was done brick by brick, day by day, action by action. The results you see in successful people are never the outcome of a single giant leap. They are the visible outcome of invisible daily habits repeated over years. When you take one small action each day toward your goal, you are training your mind and body to grow with purpose. You may not notice the difference after one day or even 1 week, but over time, the impact becomes undeniable. Just like a drop of water can carve a rock through persistence, your consistent effort shapes your character, your skills, and your destiny. The mistake many people make is giving up too early because progress feels too slow. But slow progress is still progress. Every small step counts, and each one compounds with time. Think about how fitness works. One workout won't transform your body, but a consistent routine, even for just 15 minutes a day, can change everything over months. The same is true for your mind, your relationships, and your career. Small habits, when done consistently, create unstoppable momentum. They may seem insignificant in the moment, but their cumulative effect is powerful. Reading just 1 page a day can turn into finishing dozens of books a year. Saving a little money daily can turn into financial stability. Spending a few minutes learning something new every morning can transform your confidence and intelligence over time. Consistency builds trust not only with others, but also within yourself. Each time you follow through on a small promise to act, you strengthen your belief that you can rely on yourself. That belief becomes the foundation for growth. When you consistently choose effort over excuses, you begin to rewire your identity. You stop being someone who just dreams and start becoming someone who does. And that shift, though gradual, is life-changing. The world rewards consistency more than intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day. Few can stay committed for years. The key is not to aim for perfection, but to build rhythm. One small improvement, one good decision, one act of effort, that's how you build a life that compounds in value. You don't need to move mountains in a day. Just move one stone every day in the right direction. Over time, those stones become the foundation of something extraordinary. So, focus less on doing everything at once and more on doing something every day. Because it's not the big moments that define success, it's the daily choices that seem small but shape your entire future. Stop waiting for motivation. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to start. They wait to feel inspired, confident, or ready, but the truth is, motivation doesn't show up first. It arrives asterisk after asterisk. You take the first step. It's not something you find, it's something you generate through doing. The hardest part of any goal isn't the middle or the end, it's the beginning. Starting without motivation feels uncomfortable because your brain resists change. It tells you to wait until you feel like it. But if you always listen to that voice, you'll stay stuck in the same place forever. When you take action, even small action, something powerful happens. You create momentum. That momentum gives you energy, clarity, and confidence, the very things you were waiting to feel before starting. Think about it. When you go for a run, you might not feel like it before stepping outside, but once you start moving, your energy rises and your mood lifts. The action itself fuels the motivation. It's the same with work, learning, relationships, or personal growth. The moment you begin, resistance starts to fade and progress starts to grow. Most people misunderstand motivation as the spark that ignites action, but in reality, action is the spark that creates motivation. The simple decision to do something, to get up, to move, to begin, is what transforms hesitation into drive. If you keep waiting for inspiration to magically appear, you'll keep postponing your growth. Action doesn't need to be big. Sometimes it's as small as opening your laptop, making one phone call, or writing the first sentence. The first step breaks inertia. The next steps build consistency, and soon what once felt hard becomes a natural rhythm. The key is to act before you feel ready. Because readiness is an illusion, you never truly feel ready to do something challenging. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Every time you take action without waiting for motivation, you prove to yourself that you can lead your emotions instead of being led by them. You begin to understand that discipline is far more reliable than motivation. Discipline means doing what's needed, not what's comfortable. And once discipline becomes a habit, motivation naturally follows. If you study successful people, you'll notice they don't rely on fleeting feelings to get things done. They rely on momentum. They know that action breeds motivation, and motivation fuels further action, creating a positive cycle of progress. You can't think your way into a better life, you have to act your way into it. Each small action, repeated consistently, strengthens your belief, sharpens your focus, and moves you forward. So, the next time you feel stuck, don't wait to feel motivated. Just take one step, however small. Do it before you feel ready, because once you start, motivation will always catch up to you. Focus on one meaningful thing each day. One small improvement compounds into transformation over time. In a world filled with endless distractions and constant noise, it's easy to scatter your attention in 100 directions. You try to do everything at once, chasing multiple goals, multitasking, and constantly switching focus. But the truth is, progress doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing one thing that truly matters consistently and with intention. When you focus on one meaningful action each day, you bring depth instead of surface effort. You stop spreading yourself thin and start building real momentum in one direction. Every great achievement begins with focus. The most successful people aren't those who do the most, but those who prioritize what matters most. They understand that doing one small, meaningful thing every day compounds into extraordinary results over time. When you channel your energy into one clear purpose, you eliminate confusion, reduce procrastination, and gain clarity. You begin to move forward with direction, rather than drifting aimlessly. The power of daily focus lies in its simplicity. It turns overwhelming goals into manageable steps. Instead of thinking about how far you have to go, you concentrate on what you can do today. Small, consistent improvements build massive change because they stack upon each other. Each day's effort builds a foundation for the next. Like compound interest, growth multiplies quietly at first, then exponentially. You might not see the results immediately, but every meaningful action plants a seed. Over time, those seeds grow into habits, and those habits shape your life. The person you become 5 years from now depends on the small choices you make every single day, not the occasional bursts of effort, but the consistent focus on what matters most. Focusing on one meaningful thing daily also teaches you discipline and mindfulness. It requires you to choose what's truly important instead of reacting to everything that demands your attention. Whether it's reading for growth, exercising for health, improving your craft, or nurturing a relationship, that single focus brings purpose to your day. It helps you end each evening knowing you moved one step closer to the person you want to be. That sense of progress, even in small doses, builds motivation and self-respect. The secret isn't in perfection, it's in consistency with meaning. You don't have to accomplish 10 tasks a day to feel productive. You just need to make one decision that aligns with your purpose. Over weeks and months, that focused energy compounds into transformation. Each small improvement, repeated daily, becomes part of your identity. You stop chasing balance and start building mastery. You stop measuring progress by how much you did and start measuring it by how deeply you did it. So, slow down, simplify, and focus on one meaningful thing every day. Because transformation isn't a sudden event, it's the quiet result of daily intention, compounded over time. Consistency beats intensity. Sustainable growth comes from showing up every day, not from occasional big efforts. Most people chase dramatic results through bursts of motivation. They start strong, full of energy and enthusiasm, but when the excitement fades, so does their effort. The truth is, intensity can give you a spark, but consistency keeps the fire burning. It's not about how much you do once in a while. It's about what you do regularly, even on the days you don't feel like it. Real growth doesn't come from doing extraordinary things occasionally. It comes from doing ordinary things consistently. Think about a seed planted in the soil. You can't water it once with a bucket and expect it to grow overnight. You must water it daily, give it sunlight, and nurture it patiently. Over time, the results become visible. The same principle applies to every part of life: your work, your relationships, your health, your mindset. When you commit to showing up each day, you build habits that outlast moods. Consistency turns effort into identity. It transforms something you try to do into something you ***. Intensity often comes from emotion, but consistency comes from discipline. Emotion fades, but discipline remains. It's easy to give everything for 1 week and then burn out, but it takes true strength to keep going for months and years. The greatest athletes, leaders, and creators aren't driven by bursts of passion alone. They are driven by the habit of showing up. They know that some days will feel easy and others will feel impossible, but progress only happens when they show up regardless of how they feel. Consistency also builds trust both with others and within yourself. When you keep showing up, people begin to rely on you. More importantly, you begin to rely on yourself. Each day you honor your commitment. You prove that your word means something. That quiet confidence compounds over time, giving you strength even when motivation fades. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't demand perfection, it only asks for presence. You don't need to give 100% every day. You just need to give something. Even a small step forward keeps the momentum alive. Big efforts often create burnout because they rely on willpower. Consistent effort creates transformation because it builds systems. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. The person who practices a skill for 10 minutes daily will always outperform the one who practices for hours once a month. Because growth loves rhythm, not rush. It loves patience, not pressure. So don't chase intensity, chase consistency. The results may not come overnight, but they will come. Every day you show up, you're building something stronger: a habit, a mindset, a foundation. Over time, the small things you do repeatedly will define your greatness. Remember, it's not about how fast you grow, it's about never stopping. Your future self depends on today's choices. Every single day is an opportunity to build the life you dream of. The truth is, your future is not something that suddenly happens. It's something you create moment by moment, decision by decision. Every action you take today, no matter how small, is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. The choices you make today either move you closer to your dreams or further away from them. There is no standing still. You are always moving in one direction or the other. It's easy to believe that the big decisions in life shape your destiny, but more often, it's the small, everyday choices that have the greatest impact. The decision to get up early or stay in bed, to read or scroll endlessly, to practice patience or lose your temper, each of these moments may seem insignificant, but together they shape your character. Your habits are built from your choices, and your destiny is built from your habits. When you begin to see your daily actions as building blocks of your future, you start treating every moment with more purpose. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for more clarity, more confidence, more opportunity. But the right time never arrives. It's created by the choices you make today. Your life doesn't change when you wish for it to change. It changes when you make a decision and follow through on it. Every morning you are given a blank page. What you write on it through your actions determines the story you'll read tomorrow. Think of your future self as someone watching from a distance, hoping you make decisions today that will make life easier, happier, and more meaningful later. That version of you depends on your discipline, your courage, and your consistency. When you choose growth over comfort, action over hesitation, learning over laziness, you are investing in that future version of yourself. You're giving them strength, confidence, and opportunity. But when you ignore your potential and waste your days, your future self will pay the price. Every day truly counts because time doesn't stop. Life rewards those who take responsibility for their present. Even small, intentional choices, saving a little money, eating a healthy meal, reading a few pages, being kind when it's hard, all compound into something far greater than they appear. The person who takes consistent small actions will always surpass the one who waits for the perfect moment. Your future isn't something to be feared or hoped for, it's something to be built. You hold the tools in your hands right now. Every sunrise brings another chance to start fresh, to choose better, to live with purpose. So make choices today that your future self will thank you for, because what you do today will echo in the days, months, and years to come. So as you walk away today, remember this: your future is not written in luck, talent, or circumstance. It's written in the choices you make right now. Every day is a blank page, and every action is a line in your story. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to begin. Start small, stay consistent, and keep moving toward the life you know you're capable of living. One day, you'll look back and realize that all those little choices, the ones that seemed so ordinary, were the very steps that built an extraordinary life. Your future is watching. Make today count.